All right, the big story for me this week is Deion Sanders. He just signed as the head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. Let's get into the contract details real quick. 5 years, $29.5 million. It averages out to about just under $6 million a year. He has about $2 million in incentives. His contract at Jackson State was $300,000 a year. He only got $1.2 million for 4 years. There's a lot of controversy with this. A lot of people are saying he's a sellout because he's using the HBCUs as a launch pad to coach at predominantly white schools. And they're saying that he's a coach that could have been the savior and bring HBCUs to the top, but because he's jumping ship, now he looks like everybody else. I think people need to slow down a little bit, okay? Deion Sanders did a lot for Jackson State. He left Jackson State better than when he found it. In 3 years, he got them 3 winning records. They finished 27-5 in the 3 years he was coaching. They have 2 SWAC championship titles. They're going to play in the Celebration Bowl this week on December 17th against North Carolina Central. He's going to do both. He's going to coach Colorado. He's going to do this game. If there's anybody that's going to do double duties, it's normal for Deion Sanders. He's a former MLB player and an NFL player. Only athlete ever to play in 2 professional games. He played for the Falcons against the Dolphins, and then he flew to Pittsburgh to play with the Braves. So if there's anyone that knows about working hard and playing for the teams that you're playing for, whatever the case may be, it's him. He was able to recruit some of the best players. And not only that, he put his own money into the facilities at Jackson State. Half of his salary went to the locker rooms, the training room, new barber shop, team meeting rooms look like something you'd see at LSU. They have a gaming center. There's a myriad of amenities for all these players that never had any of this before. And he had Jackson State televised nationally with 18 games that were aired on ESPN from 2021 to 2022. But yet he's receiving a lot of criticism for leaving. I've heard someone say that he's leaving the best black school football team for one of the worst FBS schools that's predominantly white. And if you're looking at Deion Sanders, he went to Jackson State and turned them around. I think he's just trying to go to a school that, 1, was going to pay him the bag, and 2, that he could change. I think they finished 1-11 or something like that. They finished last in the Pac-12. And also my counter to that is black coaches need to be hired in the FBS. They need to be hired in Power 5 schools. According to Dr. Richard Lapchick, he created this racial and gender hiring chart. He's a professor at the University of Central Florida, and he does this every single year for all sports and colleges. But 12% of FBS head coaches are black. So that's only about 15 of the 131 schools that compete at the Power 5 level are black. Only one coach in the top 10 is the highest paid college coach, and that's Mel Tucker from Michigan State. I think Deion Sanders has an opportunity to integrate more black students into academia at Colorado. The study that I saw didn't account race. However, when it comes to sports, when schools do very good in their sports, their enrollment tends to go up. And I think when you have someone that's as vocal, that's a leader like Deion Sanders, that's knows how to use the media, whether it's controversy surrounding himself or his teams, or even if it's just positives, I think he could definitely bring some change to Colorado. And, at the end of the day, we got to look at it. He's a black coach that's getting hired at a high level where there's not a lot of black coaches coaching at. And when you have some of the top athletes going to these schools, you need coaches like Deion Sanders that'll be able to relate to them, especially when there's things like the George Floyd incident that happened, where minorities, student athletes need role models that look like them, that came from where they came from. So I think it was a good hire. I'm not mad at Deion Sanders leaving, in my opinion. I think he left the blueprint for what coaches need to do at HBCUs. His coaching tree, they have great opportunities for hire. He's going to pay them more. Let's not just look at Deion Sanders in this controversy, because, and I don't know the accuracy in this little breaking news that I have, but allegedly JSU was misusing the funds, the ticket sales, fundraising funds, etc. They were taking them from the football team and applying them to the academia side. And apparently from those, Deion Sanders never saw the ticket sales. His coaching staff never saw any of the funds, nor did his football team. So this could be a big thing here. We could have a big case, and depending on who's in charge over these things, over their financials, it could turn into a big story. Also, from what I understand, JSU didn't want to engage in a TV deal that Sanders was working on. You got to kind of look at how college football works as a business. So the conferences are the ones that write these TV deals and sign these contracts with these major networks. So like conferences like the Big Ten, they're looking at getting $80 million next year that they're going to fund the schools that are going to be playing on these TV networks. Why wouldn't you want anything to do with that when your school is going to essentially get paid for it? So I don't know what the case may be. I haven't seen much more of it than like an Instagram post on that take. However, if that's the case, man, got to do better, man. You got to do better. I don't know if you've seen it, Jay, but there's video circulating on his first team meeting. It was just a clip. It was like a 2-minute clip, but he was saying he's bringing his own baggage, his own players in, and he's like, he told his players like to hit the portal. This is the time to hit the portal, because if you're not gonna bring it, someone else is gonna take his spot, and he's already got guys coming up that he knows that's gonna play over X player, Y player, and he's bringing his son Shador, is a quarterback, to Colorado, and he was the quarterback for JSU.
Oh,
yeah, he had a rating of 150 plus, 2-time SWAC champion, 66 all-time touchdowns to 14 interceptions. He was the third best QB in the FCS, so he's bringing him up, and then also his son who plays safety, Shiloh. So a lot of people again were like, oh, that's not how you talk to these players, like that. Like what's your take on that? I feel like
that's how it goes down.
It's fucking football,
like 99% of the time. It's just everything else is behind the camera or not on camera.
Right. I mean, it's crazy. Come on, man. This ain't the first time like someone's talked to their players like that. Yeah, I remember when I was playing ball, our coach would tell us like, yo, if you want to quit, just leave. You know what I mean? Like we don't need you. If you don't want to be here, we don't need you. I've said it before as a coach. I don't think it was controversial. I actually ended up watching the whole press conference or the whole team meeting he had. It was like 7 minutes long, and it was pretty inspirational. And he just said, he was saying, "I'm coming," was his tagline for the team meeting. He was like,
"That's hard."
Yeah, he was like, "If you know who I am, I'm coming. If you're ready to win championships, I'm coming. I know you guys seen what I did at JSU. I brought him up from here, brought him up there. We got 2 championships, and I'm about to leave right now to go get ready to coach another one. I'm coming." That's how he was saying. Yeah, he was saying stuff like that. So in that sense, he was bringing all of that. He was talking for about 4 minutes before he talked about bringing his own baggage. I like it when coaches talk spicy like that. I think for me as I played high school ball, I get fired up, man, when coaches get aggressive and talk like that. I don't get scared.
I'd rather be coached by a tough coach.
Yeah, my head coach, Coach Kevin Soares, he's actually a Hall of Famer at Nevada Reno, and he's probably the best, in my opinion, he's the best high school coach in the state of Nevada. This dude, man, he never was really dealt a great hand of basketball players throughout his time coaching, and he knew how to get the full potential out of a player, man. And it was amazing to see as a player, as a fan, as a friend, as a coach. So I like getting coached like that, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And he finally was dealt a good hand of players. He won a state championship, beat Bishop Gorman last year to win it. And his school, Liberty, is still not getting the credit they deserve. But anyway, I'm just ranting now, but I like getting coached hard like that. So I'm not the type of player that like folds over that shit. I wasn't the best player. Probably wasn't even second string worthy, but man, I didn't back down from nothing. It actually made me a lot tougher. So you know what? All these people that are talking about it probably soft as hell anyway. They probably never really played high school sports or college for that matter. So I don't see it as controversial how Deion Sanders was talking to Colorado. I mean, at the end of the day, they went 1-11, right? They're losing seasons for the last, 20 years, whatever the case may be. You got to try something new. And I think, if you're going to hire someone like Deion Sanders, you got to be ready for what he's going to say. He doesn't hold nothing back.